Hi, children. How are you? I hope you all are doing good. Today's lesson is on finite and non finite verbs. Finite verbs indicates tense and changes according to the subject. Non finite verbs does not change according to the subject. There are three non finite verbs: gerund, infinitive, and participle. Gerund acts as a noun and it also ends with ing. Finite verbs, also known as to verb. Participles, there are two participles: present participle, past participle. Let's go on to the lesson, children. Today's lesson is about finite and non-finite verbs. We already know what are verbs. Verbs are just an action words. Today we are going to learn about finite and non-finite verbs. First we move on to finite verb. Finite verb indicates tense and changes according to the subject. For example, her friends presented the girl with a toy. Here, the presented is the finite verb. It indicates the tense and it also changes according to the subject. Next, we move on to non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs, they does not indicate tense and they also does not change according to the subject. There are three non-finite verbs are there. The first one is gerund, the second one infinitive, the third one is participles. In participles, we have two divisions: present participle and past participle. Just have a brief definition on gerunds, infinitives and participle. What are gerund? Gerund is a verbal that ends in ing and it also acts as a noun. For example, writing a good essay takes effort. Here, writing is a gerund. Writing acts as a noun and also it ends with ing. The next one is infinitive. Infinitive is also called to verb. For example, to graduate from college takes time. To graduate is a infinitive. It is also called to verb. And participle. Participle is a verbal used as an adjective and it often ends in ing. There are two participles are there: present and past participle. Can we see the example? Shaking with anger, Gloria turned away from her cheating boyfriend careless. Shaken with fear, it walked away from the wrecked car. Here, the underlined word in the first sentence, shaking and cheating are present participle, shaken and wrecked are past participle. Let's move on to the definition of gerund. Gerund is a verbal that ends in ing and it also functions as a noun. And there are four gerunds: gerund as subject, gerund as direct object, gerund as subject complement, gerund as object of preposition. One more example: walking is a healthy habit. Here, walking acts as a noun, it ends in ing, so it is called gerund. The first sentence: traveling might satisfy your desire for new experiences. Here, traveling acts as the subject of the sentence. Next, we have gerunds acts as a direct object. They do not appreciate my singing. Here, singing acts as the direct object. Next, we have gerund acts as a subject complement. My cat's favorite activity is sleeping. Here, sleeping acts as the subject complement. Next we have gerund acts as the object of the preposition. The police arrested him for speeding. Here, speeding acts as the object of the preposition. Next we move on to infinitive. Infinitive is often called as to verb. I already told you infinitive is otherwise called to verb. For example, I like to walk early in the morning. Can you guess what is the infinitive here? Yes, to walk is the infinitive. And look at the chart where we can see more examples on infinitives. Infinitives are otherwise called to verb. The first sentence, she expects to get a raise this month. She gets to travel a lot for work. He happens to know your brother. She hopes to get a good job. Here, the infinitives are to get, to travel, to know, to get, to leave, to play, to see, to help, to clean, to play. All these underlined words are called infinitive. Infinitive are otherwise called to verb. Next we have participles. Present participle and the past participle. In present participle, we talk about first form of verb plus ing. In present participle, the action is not completed. The action is incomplete. In past participle, it talks about the third form of verb ending with ed, d or en, and the action is almost completed in the past. Again, I repeat, in the present participle, the action is not completed. In the past participle, the action is completed in the past. For example, these are my walking shoes. Here, walking is the present participle. Having walked a long distance, I felt tired. Here, having walked is a past participle. Having walked is a past participle. I hope you have understood what are finite and non-finite verbs, children. Thank you. I hope you have understood the lesson, children. Now it's time for you to take Kahoot. Remember to use your admission number with your name. Say no to nicknames. Stay safe. Bye, children.